This is Chris Martin from the Getting Work to Work podcast. And what can I say about the global sensation Beernuts Productions and their fearless leader, Gough? In 2018, I first interviewed him about his production company, and I think it was the fart joke that blew up the tent that really captured my attention. But since then, the fearless independence has continued to answer the question, why do you keep doing this? There's something about Gough that over the last 16 times we've talked in the last 5 years, I always seem to come away learning something new. But I think if there's one thing that really describes who Gough is, it's this desire to bring about his creative vision to life consistently, constantly, with never-ending joy, never-ending humor. And I think as a content creator myself, that's one thing that I aspire to because of him. Another thing that really stands out is his desire to make sure that he makes a living from his work. He constantly says that the work that he does is good enough to make a living from, and that's something that I think we can all aspire to, whether you're on the Gold Coast of Australia or in the concrete jungles of New York City or the suburbs of Vancouver, Washington, where I'm at. So I hope that you'll watch more of Beernuts Productions' work, support them, and when some random person in Australia reaches out to be on your podcast, you say yes, because you never know the friend that you'll make.
It is Wednesday, July 19th. I'm about to meet up with Pete, my production assistant. I have some news for him, which we'll see how he takes. It will be fun. I will video it for your entertainment. But in regards to a cast update, I've had 12 people say yes, which is fantastic. So 12 first choice actors have all said yes, which like literally never happens. So I'm extremely happy with that result. That's very good indeed. I'm having trouble filling one of the roles. It looks like I'm on to option C now for that particular role, but that's okay. It looks like I'm going to have 4 vacant roles where I'm going to have to do auditions, which means I'll have new people coming in. I'm happy with 4. 4 I can do. I'd never like introducing too many new people into a project or into the Beernuts sort of world at once, mainly because I have trust issues. So I don't like having a whole heap of new people, because it means it's a whole new group of people that I've got to sort of train to do things my way, basically. I know that probably sounds horrible, but that's just the way it is. So 4 new people coming in is totally fine. I can handle that. That's totally fine. So I will see how it all goes and we'll keep you updated. We'll see how Surly Pete, the production assistant, handles this news that's about to come his way. So I'm now with Surly Pete, our trusty production assistant, and I have some big news for you, Pete. Firstly, have you read the script, Pete?
No.
Okay, good. So he's very professional. So there's a part in the script where there's 2 security guards and they race into the room and they drag a guy out of the room. And there's no dialogue. They just sort of, pick him up by his underarms and drag him out of the room. And Pete, Surly Pete, I'd like you to be one of these security guards. What do you say?
I think I could do that.
Wow. I was not expecting that reaction.
Except you can't film me, of course.
No?
No.
So you'll do it, but just not on camera.
That's right. I'll do it multiple times, but not on camera.
I see. And will I be the person that you will drag out of the room, even though I'm not the actor in the scene?
Oh, that's just so much temptation right there. So much.
All right, good. So you heard it here. Pete has agreed to be one of my 2 big burly security guards. Thank you, Pete. So just had my production meeting with Surly Pete. Went through a few little production things, updated him on where we're at with everything. And so it was a successful meeting, so I'm very pleased. Now, the reason why I'm getting him to sort of double up and do a little extra acting cameo role is quite a simple one. When you are an independent filmmaker and have a low budget, obviously it is very helpful if people like Pete double up and jump in front of the camera and do a little bit of extra work for you, because it obviously saves me getting an actor in. So I am very appreciative to Surly Pete for being my security guard. So now I will go and see where I'm at with the rest of the cast. Hopefully I can get a couple more sorted out, and like I say, hopefully there'll only have to be 4 auditions or 4 roles that I'll have to audition for. So we will see how the rest of the cast comes along. But yes, so far so good with everything. Things are looking positive and on track, so very happy. We'll give you an update later on. Okay, so it's still Wednesday. I have a quick little update. Firstly, I did notice when looking back at the Surly Pete in car video that my finger was accidentally covering a portion of the screen. Please don't write in. Again, I am blind, I am filming it, and I'm doing my best, so, fuck you. Anyway, the update being is I've also managed to organise some of the extras with actors that I already know. And again, the reason why I have done that is a simple one. It's always better to work with people who you have worked with previously, who you can trust and know will do a fantastic job. So even when it comes to extras, I always try and get people who I've worked with before. So I've managed to organise a couple of the extra roles as well. As mentioned previously, looks like there'll be 4 audition roles. Still waiting to hear back from 1. 12 are locked in and confirmed, and I've even locked in a few extras. So that is fabulous news so far. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with how things are coming along. All locations done, the cast is coming along well, and there will be more updates momentarily. Bye for now. Okay, so it is now Friday, the 21st of July. I'm with Ash, production assistant. We are doing a few errands and so forth. So we just went and bought a whole bunch of props for the film. We are now going to pay for some of the locations that we sorted out last week. I now have to go and pay for them. Otherwise, they'll give them to somebody else. And then we've got to go down to Burleigh to drop some stuff off to Scott, the production man. Now, you may be asking yourself, Gough, why are you going and buying props when your film isn't until October 9th and 10th? And the answer is very simple, and that is I organise as much as I can ahead of time, well ahead of time, for the simple reason is if something was to go pear-shaped, it means that I can devote 100% of my attention to fixing that problem, and I no longer have to worry about buying props or anything of that nature. So get everything I can get organised as early and as quickly as I can, and it leaves me all of my time to put out fires that will no doubt happen. So yes, off now to Helensvale, and we'll check back in a bit later. So here's a fun coincidence. When I was writing the script, Ash here has been an actress in a few of my films, and I thought to her that we would get her to play the role as an actor as a production assistant, because there's a role in the film of a production assistant. And so Ash kindly agreed to do this. But the coincidence being is that obviously, as you learnt, Melanie Haywood was supposed to be the production assistant in real life, and she couldn't do it. And I know Ash has crewed on a few projects before, so I asked Ash if she would also be the production assistant in real life. So she's not just a production assistant in real life, she's also going to be playing the role of a production assistant. So I guess the overriding point being is let's hope that her acting ability is better than her real life production ability.
Guaranteed.
I have noticed after watching Ash's and my 2 vlogs back that Ash has a tendency of doing the peace sign an awful lot.
I do.
I think, is there a reason why you just completely pro-peace?
Well, I mean, yeah, but also it's just like insecurities, man. I don't vlog. Multitasking is on point right now.
So I am back from my adventures with production assistant Ash. We achieved everything we needed to achieve today, so I am very pleased. So everything is on track. Now, in regards to cast, it looks like I will only have to audition for 3 roles for this project, which is absolutely fantastic. That is such a good result. Now, Remember the part earlier where I said I didn't want to muck anybody around? Well, I kind of did with one person. So also I told you that there was a couple of actors who I know who are really flexible in regards to the roles they can play. Well, one of those actresses I'd penciled in for one role and she was all cool. And then I thought, well, you know what? One of those 4 vacant roles, she could do that and I could get someone else that I know in to do the role that I'd put her in for. So I called her up and she was totally fine. And so the thing I said I didn't want to do, I did. But that's okay. It all worked out well in the end. So all the cast are sorted except for, like I say, 3 that I will need to audition and then a couple of extras that I will need as well. But as I mentioned, I've even organised quite a few of the extras. Now, again, the reason why I've organised the cast, the locations, and also the crew so far in advance is quite a simple one, and that is because I don't want anybody else to book them. So, you know, you get in first and you get the best people. So that's why I do that so far in advance. So, yeah, so that is where I am at. So I will no doubt give you an update a bit later on. Bye for now. So if you were wondering what was in the background of that shot, it is my most prized possession. 9 members of the Premiership-winning Brisbane Lions football team signed a football and a friend of mine gave it to me for my birthday. So that I love. And behind there is a canvas of Liam Gallagher and some of the words to Don't Look Back in Anger, my all-time favourite song. Now, those learned viewers will know that, of course, Noel Gallagher sang Don't Look Back in Anger, so either the people who did this print know nothing about Oasis, or I'm a bit of a knob for having it regardless, or maybe I'm just thinking about it all a little bit too deeply. Hey there, so today is Tuesday the 25th of July, and of course, an important part of any film is the costuming. So in regards to this particular piece, there will be an actor who will be dressed as a jockey because it's about horse racing. So it's about the only horse racing thing in the film. Anyway, I went and I purchased a horse racing jockey outfit for the actor. The parcel arrived today, so we shall do the unveiling together. Just quickly, the reason why I purchased and I didn't hire or rent one is because in this particular instance, it was going to be cheaper and more time effective just to buy it. So that's what I did. Anyway, we'll see what it looks like. Hello! This is going to be atrocious, but we'll see how we go. I've never filmed anything like this before, mainly because I'm not a teenage girl with beauty products that I've just purchased online. I am on Instagram and I see that nonsense. Anyway, we shall see what this looks like. Let's see if I got what I wanted. Is there anything else in there? What's that? Oh, it's a card. All right, let's see what we have here. This should be, it's looking promising, We have jockey silks, by the looks of things. Yes. Yeah, it looks that way. All right, very good. That should fit him, hopefully. All right, what else have we got? We've got the goggles and the hat. Yay, good. Hat, there's the hat. There's the riding goggles. There wasn't a riding crop or whip in with the costume, which I kind of was hoping there would be. I may get one. These are the boot covers. So yes, that's very good. I may get a horse riding whip or crop, and these will be the pantaloons to cover his testicles. Very good. All right, yay! I think I have won. This was the worst, the worst product reveal / review of all time. Okay, bye for now. Hello there. Today is Monday, the 31st of July. Just thought I'd take my hat off because it's, I don't know, it's rude to speak with a hat on, apparently. I am, however, wearing my John Lennon t-shirt. Don't know if you can see that at all. I was asked the other day by some dozy motherfucker, is that Harry Potter? What is wrong with the youth of today? That's my question. I'm off to the shops now to do regular shop-like things. Just thought I would give you a bit of an update. Basically, in regards to casting, I have had an actor pull out. Their excuse stunk of bullshit, so I won't bother telling you what their excuse was. But it really doesn't matter, because the bottom line is I need to find a new actor. I don't know anybody else that will fill that role, so I will have to audition for a new actor for that particular role. So that means that, so now I have 4 people. I'm back to 4 people, or 4 roles, I should say, to audition for. But that's okay. That's what we will do. So that is the latest on casting. So I thought I would just jump back on to give you an update on a few other things that are going on. So, for example, I've typed up the shot list and the schedule for this current film. So that will be emailed out to all the cast and crew that require it. I'm very detailed in regards to how I like my films to be shot, and very organised. So that's why that gets done by me so soon and quickly. Also, I did my tax. That's important, to always do your tax, so you don't go to prison. There are other things going on. So, for example, obviously there will be a film that follows this film. So I've been fixing up that script. So I've been doing a bit of writing, getting that script ready for when it's time for that project to begin. So that's been good. I have also, I've got a weekly podcast, so the Beernuts Productions podcast. So what I do is I do about 20 episodes at a time, because it's far more cost effective and time effective to record in bulk like that. So what I need to do is I need to organise a day and people to come in for their interviews. So I've been busy getting a list of folks who I want on the next round of recordings. So I've been busy getting that together and contacting them to see if I can organise another big day of bulk interviews. So yeah, I have been quite busy. Not all things to do with this current film, but yeah, there are lots going on. So that is the latest update. Hello there. So today is Thursday, the 3rd of August. And I am currently rehearsing my lines for the film, because I have given myself an acting role because I come cheap. So I am playing the role of the presenter, which means I also have to learn my lines, which is what I've started to do now. Now, I actually learned the entire script, and there are 2 reasons why I learned the entire script. The first one being is I have no one to rehearse with. So what I do is I say the other person's lines in my head, and then I say my lines out loud. The other reason why I learned the entire script is because I'm the director. And so when we're actually filming, if someone makes a mistake of some kind, I am able to very quickly stop proceedings and correct them. Which people love. People always love to be corrected. So yes, so I am busy learning the script. People often say that must be easy for you because you wrote it. This is not really the case, because when you are writing the script, you are concentrating on making it funny and make sense and be good. You're not really concentrating on learning the lines. So yeah, learning the lines and writing the script are 2 separate things. Other things that I've done this week, I've done a couple of podcast interviews promoting the previous film that I made, which was released back in June. Obviously, as I said, today is the 3rd of August. But as an independent filmmaker, you kind of have to take any marketing opportunities, interviews, etc., whenever they come. So even though it's a couple of months late, it really doesn't matter. I will do the interviews to promote previous films and all that sort of good stuff whenever they come up. So yeah, did a couple of interviews, which is actually a good thing, because marketing is a very tough thing to do. So yes, that is where we are currently at. We'll give you an update, no doubt, shortly.
Hello, my name is Drew from the podcast Dudes with Brews on a Porch. I've had the great opportunity to interview Gough over the last probably handful of years. Every time he releases a new project, and I gotta say, it's always a pleasure to have him on. I love the work of Beernuts Productions, one, because it's independent and it is consistently funny. It is consistently quality content that is entertaining, and it's a one person writing it, doing the work, getting the crew together, the cast together, and I really appreciate it as a creative person, all the work and dedication that Gough has into putting into Beernuts Productions. And it always makes me laugh, which I love very, very much. I love catching up with him on the podcast, seeing what he's up to, and watching the films. So I hope they continue to be successful.
So it's Monday the 7th of August, and I'm outside the residence of David Berry. Dave has been a huge supporter of Beernuts Productions in regards to letting us use his house for filming on 3 other previous films. This will be number 4, so I'm here to check out the couple of locations and let him know what we're going to be doing. He's also helped out with props and a few other little bits and pieces over the years, and he has also been on the Beernuts Productions podcast. So, yes, a big supporter of what I do. So, well done, David Berry. So we're going to use Dave's office as the therapist's office location. We have used this once before, but it'll work very well indeed as the psychologist office. We will also be using Dave's kitchen. You may all recognise the kitchen from previous films, as we have used his kitchen area once before as well. But yes, so they are the 2 locations that we will be filming in here. The good thing about using locations like this is that they are already sort of half or 3/4 ready-made, so we don't have to do a lot of dressing. So that obviously makes life a lot easier and quicker when we're shooting. This is David Berry, a good friend and also a wonderful supporter of Beernuts Productions. How are you today, Dave?
I'm very well, thank you, Gough. And yourself?
Yes, radiant, thank you, Dave. Radiant.
Well, that's purely a matter of opinion, but yes, you do look like Gough, you do.
Dave, why have you been such a wonderful supporter of Beernuts Productions over the years?
Now, that's a question, Gough, that really surprises me that you would ask me that, because I got no idea whatsoever.
Let's try this again, shall we, David Berry? Why have you been such a wonderful supporter of Beernuts Productions over the years?
Well, Gough, as I'm particularly a very honest person, I thought that the efforts you put in to making your movies was quite remarkable, and I admire the way you've gone about it. I've seen so many of your films now, and I think you are so creative. You use a good percentage of the English language and then some extra words as well in most of your films, and they're quite enjoyable. They're very funny, and I think if anybody could do with some support, it should be from somebody like me, a gym training partner, a friend, and a good bloke.
So, David Berry, how did we measure the rope for our kidnapping film?
Well, as you recall, Gough, it was quite involved because we needed specific lengths of rope to tie arms to the armrests of the chair and ankles to the legs of the chair. And I thought the best way around this is to get a person, so who better than my wife, to sit in a chair and be tied up. She protested for a little while, but we managed to cut 4 specific lengths of rope, each about 1.5 meters long, and tied her to the chair, whereas we rejoiced at what we'd achieved and she didn't. But other than that, it was a real success.
Hello there. So today is Wednesday the 9th of August, and remember how I have 4 roles I need to cast and 7 extras I also need to cast? Well, the time has come to sort that out. So the extras I'll do in a couple of weeks, but it's time to get those 4 speaking roles sorted out. So last night, before I went to bed, I emailed all the agents with the brief, telling them what sort of actors I was after. I did that last night specifically so that while I'm at the gym this morning, hopefully they would be emailing me back. So there are 22 talent agencies at my last count, at least, in the southeast Queensland area, and I email all of them with the brief. And out of that 22, only about 7 will respond. So that would mean, in my opinion, there are only 7 reputable agencies out of the 22. A lot of actors actually ask me what agent to go with. My response is always the same, and that is for them to ask other actors a very simple question, which is, does your agent regularly send you to auditions? And then they also should ask producers like myself, what agencies regularly submit actors? And so, of course, if the same agent appears on both of those two lists, then that is a very good agent. I think a lot of people get caught up on, is this person a nice person? When someone is representing your interests, that is kind of irrelevant. What is relevant is, do they do a good job? It really doesn't matter if they're a nice person or not, just if they do a good job and they send you to lots of auditions and get you lots of work. So that would be my advice to actors. So anyway, yes, this thing here, the project that I'm doing. So I will go through the submissions that have been sent to me. What I do is I will watch the show reels. I listen to the tones and inflections of the actors very carefully, because that's what's important to me, is how they deliver their lines, their tones and inflections. I will also read their resumes, because that's obviously very important, and I will also do a Google search, so I'm very thorough. For the main reason is I don't want to waste people's time. I don't want to get people in for an audition if I have no interest in them. I don't want to waste their time. That would be rude and silly. So I don't do that. I only get people who I genuinely think are likely to get the part. So that is what I am doing now. I also don't accept self-tapes. I'm very old school. I like to meet the person, and make sure that they can take direction, make sure that they're not a jerk, get a feel for the person, generally speaking. So I have a specific audition date in mind. If they can't make it on that date, well, unfortunately, it's too bad. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. So I will go through the submissions. It does take me a while. My eyesight does hinder me with this sort of process. Going through things and sorting through things can take me a little bit of extra time. But I do actually think it helps in a funny way, because I'm not hung up on how an actor looks. I'm all about their show reel and how they sound, and can they deliver their lines well. So in a funny way, being blind probably helps me a little bit in this casting process. So yes, this has been a very long update, so I will stop now and give you an update a bit later on with how I go with these agencies and getting people organised for the auditions. So we'll see how that pans out.